Welcome to the Customizing Entry Questions and Terms tutorial video. Entry questions and terms are a critical part of the visitor check-in process and determine whether a visitor is granted or denied access to a site. This video covers how to enable and disable the app's standard library of entry questions and terms, add custom entry questions and terms, where you can supplement the standard library with additional questions and terms to meet your business needs, how to attach PDF documents to custom entry terms that the user must agree to before being granted access to a site, and visitor contact info that is required for every site check-in. Let's get started by signing into the app and looking first at entry questions. You'll see the standard list of 5 health questions, 4 of which are enabled by default. By clicking on a question, you can edit the status. Note that the text of standard questions or the expected answer cannot be edited. If a question does not meet the language needed for your business, then disable a question and add a new one. I want to enable the standard temperature check question and save the change. Use the Add a Question button to create a new one. The expected response field is key to whether a user is granted access to a site. If the expected response is no, then a no response by a visitor will grant access. If the visitor answers yes, then the visitor will be denied access. When the expected response is yes, then a yes response by a visitor will grant access. Question text can be entered for the app's supported languages, currently English and Spanish. To illustrate how this works, we'll create a simple question that requires a yes response. Once you select the Save button, your change is live. Note, all sites inherit the entry questions. If you need a given site to have a different set of questions, then contact the Safe Site Check-in product team to customize the app for you. You can quickly test your change by checking into a site. Select a site history view for any site, then select the check-in button. The app opens a new browser tab. Proceed with a test check-in to verify the questions appear as expected. Note that when I select the back button, I can see color-coded yes and no buttons. Green buttons show the expected response. Selecting a red button will cause the check-in to be denied. Close the browser tab and return to the admin app. Now let's take a look at entry terms. Entry terms appear as checkboxes on the Entry Terms page of the Check-in app. You can enable or disable the standard list of terms or add new terms as required for your business needs. For example, let's disable a question related to work equipment. You now see that it shows as inactive. We'll add a new term that requires the visitor to agree to the terms stated in an attached document. By default, the question needs to be unselected. This requires the visitor to check the box in order to complete a site check-in. You can attach a PDF file to the question that you can upload from your computer's local file system. Once I enter my text, I save the term. You then see the term appear with a PDF icon. You can quickly test your change by checking into a site. Select the Site History view for any site, then select the Check-in button. Proceed with the test check-in to verify that the terms appear as expected. You see that the custom term shows the PDF icon, where selecting the icon will download the PDF for viewing. You also see that the visitor must check the box in order to confirm and complete their check-in. Finally, let's take a look at contact info. The app comes with a library of standard fields that the visitor must fill in as part of the site check-in process. You can edit each field to make the field optional for the visitor to fill in or make the field inactive. For example, if you do not want to ask the visitor for the company name, you can make it inactive. And if you want to make the address field optional, you can modify its setting. You then see the updates on the Contact Info list page. I'll test my changes with a site check-in. You now see that the company name field is no longer shown and the address is optional. This concludes our tutorial video. If you have any questions or issues with your site or setup, please email the Safe Site Check-in product team at support@safesitecheckin.com.